Welcome to this explainer. Okay, be honest. Have you ever stared at an AI chatbot, totally frustrated because the output you got was just, well, generic, bland, not at all what you actually asked for? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. But today, we're gonna fix that. We are transforming that frustration into laser-like precision by digging into the details of a really powerful framework. It's called the Application of Prompt to Specific framework. Basically, we're looking under the hood at the actual architecture of how we talk to machines. Let's jump right in. Here's our roadmap for today. We've got 1. The Precision Prompting Framework. 2. The Recipe Prompt Template. 3. Mastering Social Media Content. 4. Speech and Script Writing. 5. The Academician Prompt. And finally, 6. Essential Tips for Success. All right, Section 1. The Precision Prompting Framework, or the Application of Prompt to Specific. So what is this exactly? By definition, it's the architectural framework of designing highly granular, domain-specific instructions to dictate exact AI outcomes. In plain English, we aren't just casually chatting with AI anymore. We're actively architecting the results we want. Think of it less like talking to a buddy over coffee and way more like drawing up a strict blueprint for a house. Every single parameter you give shapes the final structure. If you leave details out of a blueprint, the builders just kind of guess, right? Well, that is exactly what an AI model does. By getting hyper-specific, you remove the AI's need to guess. And honestly, that is the foundational secret to getting exactly what you want from these tools. Moving to Section 2, the Recipe Prompt Template. This is all about culinary and procedural precision. Just like baking a complex cake requires exact measurements, your prompt needs a really strict procedural format to guarantee quality. So let's break this down into 3 steps. Step 1 is your exact ingredients. What raw data or facts absolutely must be included? You have to hand over those core materials up front. Step 2 is method and procedure. What's the logical sequence? Are you looking for bullet points, a formal paragraph, maybe a chronological timeline? You've got to specify. And step 3, actually, this is absolutely crucial, dietary constraints. What should the AI not do? This is literally where most generic prompts fail. By locking in negative constraints, you stop the AI from throwing in weird tones or fluff you never asked for. It guarantees a perfectly tailored result every single time. Let's look at Section 3, Mastering Social Media Content. We're aiming for punchy and audience-focused here. Okay, I love this comparison because it shows the stark contrast between a frustrating request and a beautifully architected one. Imagine just telling an AI, write a tweet about shoes. It has to completely guess your tone, your audience, your campaign goal, and the result is going to be super boring. But look at the architected prompt. It assigns a role immediately. Act as a sneaker brand marketer. Boom. Then it sets a strict length limit of 280 characters. It defines the audience as Gen Z. It highlights the specific selling point, eco-friendly materials, and forces a structural rule of exactly 2 hashtags. The AI isn't guessing anymore. You've just handed it the exact parameters to generate highly targeted content. This is how you really take the wheel of the AI's creative engine. On to Section 4, Speech and Script Writing. Let's talk about persuasive architecture. Now, if you are trying to command an audience with a speech, you have 3 non-negotiable pillars: target audience, tone, and length. As you can see, the target audience completely defines the vocabulary and emotional resonance. You wouldn't use the same jokes or pacing for a corporate board of directors that you'd use for a high school graduation, right? Next, tone. You have to tell the AI the nature of the speech. Is this an urgent rallying cry, a sober briefing? Lay it out. And finally, length. This sets strict temporal boundaries. By explicitly saying, I need a 2-minute introduction, you ensure the AI doesn't just ramble into a 20-minute manifesto. You've got to feed it all these variables to build a script that actually survives in the real world. Section 5, the Academician Prompt. This is for when you need rigorous, analytical output. When it comes to academic writing, exact constraints are arguably more important here than in any other format we've discussed. Your prompt must explicitly command a requirement for peer-reviewed citations. Otherwise, the AI might just pull from some random blog it read once. You also have to instruct it to maintain a highly objective analytical tone. You're intentionally stripping away that friendly conversational voice it defaults to. And lastly, strict adherence to formatting guidelines, whether that's APA, MLA, or Chicago style. Let's be real, if you don't build these rigid structural walls, the AI slips right back into its chatty standard voice. And in an academic setting, that lack of rigor is just an instant failure. Wrapping up the frameworks with Section 6, Essential Tips for Success. Let's look at the author's maintenance rules.
Regardless of the template being used, the human operator's clarity is the ultimate driver of success. I think this quote perfectly grounds our entire explainer. It's a great reminder that no matter how genius your template is, or how insanely advanced these AI models get, your intent and your clarity are the true engines here. Think of the AI as a high-speed sports car. It's incredibly powerful, sure, but you are still the driver. If you don't know exactly where you're going, and if you can't articulate that destination through specific parameters, the machines simply can't get you there.
And that brings us to the core takeaway, the golden rule. Human clarity drives machine precision. We started this whole deep dive talking about the frustration of generic AI outputs. Well, the cure to that frustration is your own clarity. By using these architectural frameworks, whether you're outlining a recipe, a social media campaign, a persuasive speech, or a dense academic paper, you are forcing yourself to be crystal clear about your goals up front. That clarity on your end is the exact thing that forces the machine to deliver precision on its end. As you take these templates and go experiment with them today, I want to leave you with kind of a provocative thought. Does mastering these specific architectural frameworks make us less like traditional writers and a lot more like software engineers? I mean, we aren't just staring at a blank page hoping for inspiration anymore. We're compiling instructions, setting rigid parameters, and basically debugging our text outputs. It's a completely fascinating shift in how we communicate. Thanks so much for exploring this framework with me today. Keep structuring those thoughts, keep tweaking those variables, and really enjoy the incredible precision you're going to start getting from your AI.